Alright gang, welcome back to our competitive one-tile challenge here on Farmlands with my friends Rusty Money Gaming and Crust2. It is March, and it's a very rainy March, although the rain is going to subside somewhere between now and 11 in the morning. So hopefully it's not too long of a rain, but it did just start raining. I will fully be transparent with you about that. So we'll see how things go today, but today we are able to actually start drilling. I talked in the past that I wanted to do a bit of oat in one of the fields, and that's still going to be the goal here. It's going to be the field, the farthest field to the left, way over there, that we're going to put some oat in. We've got to lime that field. We've got some other things we need to do as well. But before we kind of go into that approach, I want to do a few other things, and I'm going to try to be a little sneaky here. They may yell at me about what I'm going to attempt to do, but if any of you watched my friend Crust2's video in the last episode, you probably saw that he was having a bit of a struggle with the aged goat cheese. And obviously we have a pallet of aged goat cheese over there, but he was having a bit of an issue with that. The reason he's having an issue with that is because the aged goat cheese production does not allow the liftable bale and pallet mod. It is not compatible with that mod. So it basically means that he cannot lift those pallets up by hand like I'm doing now with these pumpkins. So he was struggling with that. What I'm going to try to do to get around this, which is a bit cheaty, and they're probably going to yell at me about it, but I'm going to do it once until they find out. I'm going to kidnap, steal, borrow the universal forklift that is at the shop. Nobody seems to be utilizing that except for me at the beginning. Nobody else has really utilized it, so I'm going to utilize it. We're going to kidnap that thing, and we are going to borrow that to stack our pallet on here. And, yeah, kind of make some money that way. Do a quick autosave here. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a peek here and see where the best place is to sell our pumpkins. Since we've got so many more sell points now, it could have changed. The price obviously doesn't fluctuate all that much for pumpkins, which is a great thing. Let's see, $9.96 at the farmer's market, $9.86 at the restaurant. Looks like the farmer's market, which is one of the standard ones. So far, it seems that most of these have been kind of standard type of locations. Actually, that one might be a different one. No, it's the same one. It's the same one. This one must be one of the, yeah, that's one of the new ones we added, which is still not a bad price, but we definitely want to try to get as much money as we possibly can out of this. So $9.96 seems like the best price, so we will be selling that there. Now, the aged goat cheese, what I can tell you about that is it technically was best in January, but the price is still really, really good. So I kind of want to go and sell this as well. It appears that the same place, the farmer's market, is the best spot for that as well, 8740. I'm not seeing a better price than that. So what we're going to do right now is try to be a little sneaky here. Hopefully nobody catches me doing it. If they do, they do. It is what it is. But we're going to be a little sneaky. We're going to borrow this and then bring it back. Obviously, we're not going to be keeping this at our spot because that is not fair, but we're going to borrow it. And what it's going to mean? Well, it's going to mean that if they see me doing this, they're obviously going to be able to do it too. But there's never been a rule saying that you can't borrow this. So we're going to borrow it. It was at the shop on purpose for us to be able to utilize if we want to, but we've been heavily utilizing the liftable bale and pallet mod. So since no one's using it, I'm going to put it into play, and we're going to utilize it in this instance, which is going to be a little fun, right? Just for a little bit more for fun. If they yell at me about it, I won't do it again, but it's not that big of a deal. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man, all things considered. It's going to be a good day. Oats are going to go in. We've got to lime all three of the fields, really. We can, if we want to, mow our grass field as well, but I think I'm going to wait one more month, let it grow, another growth stage. It technically is able to be mowed today if we want to, but I'm going to probably wait until April. We're going to have less to do in April anyway, so we'll save it for April and kind of go from there. But yeah, things are good, man. Things are cruising along nicely here. Rusty might catch on right now because he's kind of close, so he might see what I'm coming down here with. You know what the funniest thing is like you don't even know what they're thinking right now, but I can already tell you what he's thinking. He probably saw it and he's like, that guy, how did he do that? He only has so much money. How did he get one? Well, I didn't really get one. I just decided to borrow our universal one. Doo-doo-doo. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, Rusty. Nothing to see. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing, man. You didn't see nothing. He's far away now. I might be able to get away with this. It's all in good fun, man. It's all in good fun. That's what this whole series is about. It's just having a good time. Alright, let's take this back, and hopefully nobody catches me on the way back. So, other than that, things we got to do. We've got some new goats, actually, which is great. We've got some baby goats on the farm. I think 25 of them, I think is what I saw, if I remember correctly. Let me make sure that's correct. Yep, 25 baby goats, which is fantastic, man. That is going to be so good for us. We're kind of building up our goat area there for sure now. So now we're going to have 55 goats in there. It's going to be good, man. That's going to help continue to build that goat milk up, and then that way we can continue to build up that aged goat cheese. Aged goat cheese, obviously, like I said, is best, a couple months ago, but it's still a decent price, so we're going to sell what we have now just to try to buff up our money a little bit, because we're going to need some as we move along here. Sooner or later, we're going to have a harvest. We're going to have to buy a header. We already got the actual harvester taken care of, which is great, but we're going to need to get a header so we can actually harvest those crops that we've already drilled, right? So, we definitely need to get some money together. Now, we do have some silage to sell today as well, which we will be doing. I already sold some of it. Obviously, you can see we're at 11,226, which is not where we were at the end of the last episode. So, I already bought some of that, so we can, quite frankly, make a lot more money today by selling the rest of the silage. And speaking of that silage, I think we've got, about 60,000, just over. Which is good, man. That's good. We've got no more grass in the pole, so it has chewed through it all. There's only 11 liters of silage additive in there anyway, so that worked out really well. And, yeah. So things are good. Things are good. We had a few other minor mods into play. More specifically, we added some more forklifts into play in case somebody does want to purchase one and not do a little cheat like I just did there. We also added a few other vehicle type of mods. Nothing crazy, but nonetheless, we did add some of those. And we're underway. Looks like he is mowing heavily again. He's doing some heavy mowing there. Rusty is, at least. Krusty put down some scarecrows, if you will. Some guards, as he's like to call it, because evidently Rusty's been having a heyday with moving Krusty's bales out of the area for his goats or sheep or whatever he's got over there. I forget, I think it's sheep. But he's had a heyday with moving them all over the place. So, he's trying to put a little bit of a blocker there to prevent the bales from being moved far away. So that's pretty funny. This should be big money right here, gang. This should be close to 15,000, if not a little bit more than that. All right, so yeah, we're up to 23,952, so a little less than I said. I said about 15,000. It was more like 14,000, a little less than that. But still, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Now, I don't think we're going to be selling anything else today, so before we head back, and I'm going to try to be smarter about this, I'm going to go ahead and modify this back to a typical grain trailer so we can actually make less trips with the silage later on, because we know we're going to do that, whether I do that with you or off camera. I'm going to have to do it anyway. So that moves us to 23,952. Now, as far as the used market goes, I don't think there's anything out there for us. There's not. And we got away with it just in time before Krusty got here. Oh, they are gonna yell at me when they find out my little trick that I did there. Woo. We didn't say anything about it, though, so I did it. So we'll take this back here. I'm going to go ahead and drop this off over here by the silage, and then we're going to pick up our spreader, fertilizer or lime spreader, and we're going to start putting some lime down on that oat field. We need to get that field limed before we drill it, or I guess we could do it afterwards, but I'm going to lime it first, and then we'll drill it, and then we'll see where we are time-wise, and if we can start liming the other fields, fantastic. That's going to be our goal. That's what we're going to try to do. All right, we've got solid fertilizer in here now, so we need to go ahead and drop this off. So I'm just going to actually unload it right here, I think. I don't think we're going to have enough pallets that are going to spawn there for the time being that would make it, you know, in the way. But I guess we can always move it later if we need to. So let's pick up what amount of lime we have here, which I don't think it's a ton. But we'll pick up what we got here. We need to buy some more lime. Now, let's see. We need to go in here, find some of the consumables here, and then go to our lime, which, I mean, I really think I'm going to buy all 8 of these. It's not, it's not an outrageously expensive price, but I think we're going to need it. I'm probably going to have to make a few trips with this. Maybe I should have stacked these up here and brought them all back together so I don't have to make so many trips to the shop there. That might have been already a mistake that I made, but that's okay. We can pick them up later. It doesn't have to be now. I think for the most part, having this thing filled should at least do the one field we want to do with the oat today. You know, if it doesn't for some reason, then we'll have to come back up here and make another trip. It is what it is. It's not as big of a deal as it could be, I guess, but it's fine. It'll work. It'll do the trick. Now, quick comment here for any of my members. You will get extremely early access to the next 2, counting this one, obviously. Competitive one-tile challenges. I'm about to be, as I've mentioned a number of times, I'm about to be out of town for a little while. I'll be in Vegas for a big milestone birthday for myself, but I'm playing in a poker tournament out there. And so Crestu, Rusty, and I, thankfully, they agreed, they obliged. We're going to be doing a little bit of an early recording for the next episode of this one. So it should be out earlier than you would normally expect, like a week and a half in advance. So that's the reason why you're seeing it so early. And that honestly, I can just kind of make that as a universal thing in case you're seeing a bunch of videos that are members first or whatever, which normally I have, 3, 4, 5 in a row, 5 that are, out there for them to watch early as a part of, paying and for the membership on the channel as a, supporting the channel, if you will. They're going to be a lot more when I'm gone. Obviously, I'm gone for pretty much almost a week. So because of that, you're going to see a lot more of those out there. So that's the reason why. It's not because, they're getting specific treatment other than the fact that they get to see those videos that are already scheduled to release on that day early. And I have to get them done early because I won't be able to record, right? So that's the reason why. I know in the past, a couple people have got upset about it for some reason. This is a while ago, but maybe they just didn't understand how it worked. But my members get early access to every video that I release, regardless of when they're ready or not. This is just basically as a thank you, right, for supporting the channel, supporting me and the channel, for that matter. But you don't have to be a member. You get access to every video. The only thing you don't get access to is the members series that happens once a month. That's the only thing you don't get. And that is normally about us to, quite frankly, plan out new series or try out new series and things like that. And this is struggling to move here. Holy smokes. We are wasting lime like crazy because this thing will not move going through this. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is atrocious. Wow. Okay. I'm going to have to, you guys said that I missed it last time when I was in here looking. I'm going to have to find where it is that changes the shifting, because I can't do that. That's ridiculous. Automatic engine start, trailer stop, go, braking. Maybe it's in general settings. Field info, interactive zone, reset, input, gear shift. Here we go, manual. I gotta remember what the buttons are to shift manually, but this is probably gonna help me. There we go. So you know what? We should go over here. So I don't waste a ton of lime, we should go over here. See, if I just keep it in second gear, we're cruising through here no problem. It's the stupid automatic gear shifting that this dumb tractor does. Cruising through it like it's no problem. 9 mile per hour, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, man. Stupidity. That's what that is. Stupidity. We are going to have to get more lime. All right. Let's head on up to the shop. I'm going to turn this back on automatic at some point just because it is a little easier. But whenever we're doing stuff like this and it's struggling, I mean, we're going to have this on manual. Alright, so I think what we're going to do here is we're going to get the rest of this lime. We're going to lime the rest of that field. We'll spin the rest of the lime on another field, and then we'll pick up the drill, and we'll get started on putting the oat in that field that we limed. Probably not going to get in another field done with whatever's remaining. That's okay. We can take care of that later on, right? It doesn't have to be now. I just want to get that one field drilled with some oat and kind of go from there. So let's get to work. All right, we're making good progress here, gang. We've almost got this field done, as a matter of fact, which is fantastic. But yeah, we're cruising along, as nice as we can be, at least. And yeah, so you know, we're going to talk about those fields over there in a minute. So the one definitely is going to be corn. I'm pretty sure. The other one, I'm kind of up in the air about. I talked about that, I think, recently, that I wasn't 100% positive what I was going to do with that other one. As far as what we're going to put into it, at least early on. I have ideas for it later on in this series, but it's going to require a little bit more money than we currently have, obviously. So we're going to need to get some money together before we really do what I plan to do with the other field here. But yeah, so I guess there's a chance that maybe we consider, you know, doing oat. Oat is a very quick turnaround. And it would still allow us to be able to put canola or something else in there for the time being. And like I said, I don't expect that we're going to be able to put what I want in here this season. I think it's going to have to be the next season probably before this one really comes to the fruition of what I'm hoping for. And I'm not giving any of that away. I've given enough away, I think, to these guys, so I don't want to give anything specifically away to them. But yeah, we'll see, I guess. We'll see, right? It really depends. It just depends on what we what we decide to go with, I guess. But we won't be putting oat in there today. If we do decide to put oat in there, it'll be in the next episode. That way we can kind of offset these a little bit. Now that I said that, though, I should look. Oats ready to harvest in July and August. Our barley is ready in... Wait, do we have barley or is it wheat? Now I forget the series. We got both, I think. Yeah, we got both. So, yeah, I mean, everything's going to be kind of ready to harvest at the same time, but that's all right. That's okay. We've got, the lucky thing for us is we've got, you know, three. I say three. We've got a harvester that is more than sufficient for all of the fields that we're going to be doing, right? It's not going to take it that long. I did have to kind of go back and forth here a little bit, so hopefully it didn't make you, you know, too sick. I hope it didn't make you sick at all. But I did have to go back and forth between the automatic and the manual here. I was giving, you know, issues back and forth, but we ended up getting it done. And honestly, you know, for these two pieces of equipment here that the tractor struggles with a little bit. Manual is the way to go. That way it doesn't continue to downshift and then upshift and then downshift and then upshift and just bog you down, right? That field was done much faster than I had anticipated or expected it to happen, so... So those are the main objectives that I wanted to complete today, and we've completed those, which is good. Now, I think for the most part, I've been not completed with all of my stuff in comparison to them many, many times, I guess is how I should put it. It's been more of a... I've been the last one to end every single episode, but it seems like this one I'm a little bit far ahead as far as what they're planning to do. They might have more to do than I do. Right, we accomplished a lot. They don't have all of their fields set. When I started, I was way behind on getting any fields set. Now we have all of our fields set. So we're in a really good spot here. Now we can put more lime down on those fields, and really we probably will. But it will not be probably today. I guess it really depends on how long it takes for us to do the remainder here of the silage. I'd like to go get the rest of the silage sold and just see, what kind of money we can get here. Now, here's the grass field I was talking about, and I wanted to have a big, nice, long grass field, and we do have that because it's going to be a heavy part of us and what we're trying to accomplish here. We've got two animals that rely heavily on grass. Now, they do have plenty of meadow grass at the time being, but when it gets to a point where they are maxed out in their pens, obviously we will sell some of those, right, to let them continue to reproduce, but we're going to require, clearly, a lot of grass to keep up with them, so... it was very important to me to have that, but early on here in the early stages, it's going to help us a lot because that is, a field that we're drilling, or we drilled actively. We're going to get more yield out of it than your standard grass here. And Rusty has been very, very busy with bales. He has got a plethora of grass bales here that he has mowed up. He's mowed almost his entire field here. That's a lot of bales he's got. So... I wonder what else he's doing with all of those. Let's do a quick autosave here just in case anybody crashes or anything like that. Let's see where the money's at. Yeah, so we're doing okay money-wise. He's still got the lead on us money-wise, but we're doing all right. There's Crestu. I was like, where is my friend Crestu at? He's over here. I want to see what he's doing. Let's see what he's up to. Last episode, I might have been the last couple episodes, I've kind of forgot to take a peek at what everyone's been doing, so we will make sure we do that today as well. And what I mean by that is we will, take a gander, if you will. Just a little mayhem, nothing major, just a little bit of mayhem. Interesting. But there's his little scarecrows that he put up to try to prevent people from doing anything, but he still let me move his milk out of the way, so... And we are still tempting fate here with this bridge. Now, one thing you did not see in the last episode, you saw a bit clips, if you will, of me trying to extract Rusty's tractor and trailers out of the drink here. But off camera, I was doing some work selling silage, and I ended up going into the drink as well. So this bridge is. It's not the safest thing in the world. Let's put it that way. So I've kind of gone down to a approach of 10 to 15 mile per hour at the most when I'm going across this bridge, and no faster than that. Any faster than that, you're tempting fate there on that one, right? You're tempting fate. So now this should still be pretty decent money here for the silage. Obviously, silage is not an outrageous bonus, but it is definitely continuing to allow us to gain money every month. We're gaining, $10,000 probably every month, every time we've been able to mow all this stuff. Now, it is going to drop. Let's be fully transparent now. We've got our field set, so it is going to drop as far as how much grass we're going to be getting and how much silage we're going to be getting out of that because of it. But with that big field that we have, and it being, drilled by us and mowed by us, I think we're going to be still having quite a bit of silage here for the foreseeable future. So it's a good thing. Now we will probably want to get a grass or meadow roller, some sort like that, just to try to help lift up the actual yield from that field. We really want that field to continue to be as high, if not as high as possible, yield, so we can continue to make good money. Another thing, you can come through here, which is fantastic. You can drive right through these bales. And evidently I screwed something up again. I don't know how I did it. I literally fixed it in the last episode. It's still unloading in the same thing. Nope, nope, nope. Grain door, left, right, back. Here we go. I don't know how I keep screwing that up. I must be hitting something when I'm moving these trailers around or something, I guess. Or maybe when I reset the trailer, maybe that's when it happens, right? When I reset it into, you know, an auto-load trailer, maybe that's when it switches it back to that. I don't know, but it's continuing to happen, so I'm continuing to have to change it. So, anyway. But this is good, right? This is going to get us a decent amount of money here. It's going to continue to progress our, you know, our bank account, if you will. We've got 39,000 still liters of silage in here that we can move and sell. As far as the large greenhouse goes, our pumpkins, we're cruising along. Plenty of water in there. No concern there whatsoever. Obviously, we don't have any more goat milk in here. We're close to another. Well, no, I think it's a 2,000 liter pallet, isn't it? I don't remember. But anyway, we don't have enough, regardless of goat milk at the current situation, to be able to produce more aged goat cheese, but that's okay. Now that we've got 25 more goats coming in, we should get a lot closer to that amount, to being able to produce a lot more. So it's all good, right? Everything's cruising along well. Everything's good. Everything's good, man. Now we got $24,000 right now. A couple things I've thought about doing. So I haven't spent any money yet on paying off any of the loan. I've thought about spending some money on that, but I've also thought about doing something similar to what I did in the original one-tile challenge, which was to buy some kind of a generation of some sort that will help offset a little bit of the loan fees that we incur every month, right? Whether that's a solar panel or a windmill or whatever it is. I've thought about doing that. We do have enough money where we could do one of the smaller ones, and I think that's really all I'd want to do. I don't want to go overboard on that, and we've all kind of agreed on that statement, right? We're not trying to go overboard with any kind of a generator of any sort. But, you know, one or two, sure, why not? Absolutely, that's 100% allowed to happen. So I've thought about doing that too. Now, the problem with doing that is they're very expensive, and you don't make a ton of money off of them. And what I mean by that is you only make about $600 to $1,000 a month, which is a lot. It is, but they cost anywhere from 8 to like 15, 20,000. So you just do the math on that, right? You're waiting a whole year before you even pay for your investment. Not that there's anything wrong with that, there isn't, but it's kind of a hard thing to consider putting down when you could really utilize this $24,000 or whatever it is, 8,000, 15,000, whatever it ends up being elsewhere, right? So it's something I'm thinking about. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. It won't be today if I do it, but I'm not exactly sure where and what I'm going to do with that, I guess is how I should put it. Let's give Crestu an old little push again. Whoops. Whoops. He's got pails underneath there now, trying to protect him. I'm sure he saw what I did. I'm sure he saw it. Well, let's see if we can have a little fun at Rusty's expense now. Oh, it's all good fun, man. It's all good fun. So I see that Rusty has put down some bees over here, which is pretty nice, right? Those are going to produce him probably an okay amount of money, but they're just a slow process, but you know. We'll just throw that over there. Just throw that over there out of the way for a minute. I can't move this for some reason. We tried to do that during the time lapse there. I'm sure you saw it, but we can't move that for some reason. We're having a hard time moving it, at least. All right, so speaking of mods, I said we installed some new mods. Rusty looks like he has purchased the most recent mod we installed. We installed another trailer. Looks like it gives a little bit more opportunity to pick up more bales at one sitting. I'm not too concerned about it at this point. Maybe earlier on that would have been nice to have, but I think what we have now is probably going to be sufficient for us for the time being. Let's put it that way. Why did we not load silage in there? What happened? I must have cruised forward a little bit more than I thought I did. Interesting. Now, I fully expect that they're going to mess with my yard as I continue to go and take silage to the sell point here. But, you know, it's all part of it, right? It's all part of it. We don't have a ton else to do besides put lime down, like I mentioned. Or I guess I could do a second drilling of the oat, but I kind of already mentioned that I wanted to kind of stagger them a bit, right? So right now I'm just going to try to collect some money here. I'm going to kind of hope for something to pop up in the used market here for us in the time being. There's not really anything out there for us right now, unfortunately. Maybe this, maybe that. That might be something smart to pick up, but it's pretty expensive, right? And so if we buy that, we're going to be, we're going to be scraping the bottom there to try to get ourselves a regular harvester header. And that's what we need right now. We don't need the corn and sunflower header right now, although I'd love to have that. It's not something we specifically need right now. We don't have any of those drilled right now or planted right now. Looks like he moved it back. All right, we're back up here again. Let's sell this next load here. The next one I probably will do off camera. The remainder of this, I guess I should say, I'll probably do off camera. This is good. All the rest of the silage should get us closer to 30,000, honestly. There's a little bit left. 16,000 left. Pretty much one more trip. A little less than one trip, I guess. But still, it should get us closer to 30,000 by the time we're done. We'll probably be at 29 something, honestly, which is great. Like, that's a good amount of money. I'm very, very happy with that amount of money, honestly. That'll put us well in the lead over everyone else. And none of them have a harvester yet. We have our harvester, right? We have our harvester. So, a couple other things I want to potentially do is maybe even go a little nuts with our little trick we did where we put the sheep and the goats in the same exact pasture, if you will, but on different areas. I might even continue to expand that even more. It would be obviously less, but I might continue to expand that even more. You'll see, I guess, as things move along, but we'll see for sure. I'm probably going to buy some more sheep today. Not a ton more, but a little bit, I think. We'll buy a little bit more sheep. Maybe another 2 or 3 per. And I don't know if we'll buy any goats or not. Honestly, we probably shouldn't. We also probably should look at the chickens. Speaking of that, I should probably look at the chickens and maybe sell some chickens because we've got quite a few of these. And they're going to hit... Well, they're at 50%, so I guess we've got at least one more month, really. We have to worry about it, because I think there's still room for like 9 chickens or something like that. It's not many. So we probably should sell some of them, because obviously they're only going to be able to make 9 more chickens, and then they're not going to be reproducing anymore. We want them to constantly be reproducing so that we continue to sell the chickens and make a little bit of extra money. It's not going to be a crazy amount of money, as I've mentioned in the past, but it is some money nonetheless. All right, slow down there, Z. You're going way too fast, buddy. Perfect. All right. It looks like Crustu has actually utilized a worker. He's got a worker going. Can I knock a worker off the path? That is something I don't know the answer to. As a matter of fact, it looks like the worker is doing mowing while he's baling. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know it happened. He doesn't even know. Hopefully he watches to the end of the episode and sees what's going on. Oh, it's just harmless fun, man. Harmless fun. Poor. I do feel a little bad though. Poor Crestu seems to be getting most of the blunt jokes, I guess, of the series so far, because both Rusty and I have to go right past his land to go make big sell points, right? So, oh man, that's good fun. That's just good quality fun right there. Alright, so let's drop that off there. I'm going to bring the trailer back here for the time being, because we are going to need this trailer to be back into a flatbed for, well, really, the next episode. Alright, so let's buy a few more sheep while we're at it here, real quick. Would be smart to do. Let's see, let's buy... You know what, I'm going to buy 2 more of each. It's nothing crazy. It's not going to make a massive difference. But that puts us to 20 sheep. I'm feeling a little bit better about that. Brings our money back down to 24,000, but I do feel better about that. Now, there are some baby goats in there. There's one right here. There he is. A little baby goat in here. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the little guy. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. This is good stuff. Alright, so we'll put this back. We're going to grab the lime spreader again. We'll get to work on getting some more of this lime down. I mean, that's something we can absolutely do today. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing that right now. Especially since we paid all that money for that lime anyway, right? We don't have a ton of time left in this episode, though, before we're going to be done. So we're going to look at the chickens here before we leave, though, and make sure that they're... We might sell a few, actually, as a matter of fact. That'll help offset what we just did. Yeah, they can only make 7 more. Yeah. And eggs aren't... Eggs. Here we go. Eggs. Eggs are not till November. So, yeah, we're not going to be doing anything with those for a little while. I think... Yeah, I think we sell some eggs here. Where's the trigger point for buying the chickens at? There it is. See, they're not worth anything. They're really not. But I mean, they were making like 73 each time, I think. So, in my eyes, if I sell a... Well, they're not reproducing yet, though, are they? Maybe I shouldn't. They're almost at puberty age, and then they can reproduce, but they're not... Alright, we'll hold off. We'll hold off on them for a little while. We should wait till those other ones hit puberty. 73 hit puberty, and then sell those 73. Because as soon as they hit puberty, then they're going to have to wait another, whatever it is, 4 months or whatever it is before they can reproduce. So we should sell them then. That makes more sense. Let's pick up the lime. Let's get more of these fields done. Alright, that's all done. Really, gang, we don't have anything else to do today besides continue to sell some more silage. And, yeah, I think I can do most of that off camera. So let's see if we can think of anything else potentially to put down with the $23,000 that we've got now, having a full understanding that I don't want to spend all of it. I really want to try to keep some of it, just in case something happens to pop up in the used market that we want, or maybe something better comes up. We can move that pallet of goat milk over, which, although it's probably not going to be a whole lot, but we can at least move that over and continue that process there within our aged goat cheese production, right? And I can kind of talk through at least a little bit of some other ideas that I possibly had, or potentially had, I guess I should say, not even possibly, I potentially had. Show you what else I'm talking about, potentially. Now, let's turn that off for right now. Let's move this over. So, a couple ideas that I had. So we've got these two, right? I mean, realistically, since we've figured out this little bit of a trick here, who's to say we can't put more down, right? Who's to say we can't put one down over here somewhere? Although it's saying overlap, maybe we can't. Maybe we can't. Maybe we hit our quota here, I don't know. But anyway, that was still an idea that I had, was maybe, well, I guess it's going to let us do it in certain spots. But that really does limit our ability to drive here, right? This saying overlap with another one, but, you know, you could force it in there, I guess, right? But it's an option, right? There's an option for us to maybe do another one that, you know, expands this way, I guess. What I was hoping to do, fully transparent with you, but evidently there's not one under the cows. But I was hoping to put like a cow one, an open, you know, air cow one. But evidently that's not the case. So, yeah. We can do pigs, though. That would be interesting, but I don't think pigs would really, or should be in here. They're going to really mess up all that grass, so that's not really going to work out for us, unfortunately. Now, we could also do bees, right? Rusty's doing bees, but I just don't think the bees are really worth it. That's my opinion on that. Now, if we go into here and we go into generators, the things I'm talking about more specifically are these two at the top here. So 7,800 and 11,400. These could potentially be, you know, beneficial, right? $984 a month, that almost takes, well, that takes away like 75%, 70% of the actual loan itself. So I don't know. I mean, I was thinking about putting it like somewhere like right in there. Although, you know, they would all see that, but I was still thinking about putting it there. $11,400. I want to get one of these. This is something we put down, these oil, but they're super expensive. Obviously, we're nowhere near that kind of money yet. And even if I buy this, the stuff you have to do just to get it, you have to get oil cans, everything. There's a lot. That's the reason why you make so much money a month. There's a lot of other things that are kind of attached to that. You know, doing like an aqua farm, a Skyfen aqua farm, which we've got our series going on. I mean, that would be kind of, you know, repetitive, I guess. But we do know it makes good money. But you do have to pay for all of that, that fish food, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't see a reason to really try to do that. Maybe some grapes potentially in the future. Who knows? But yeah. So with that, gang, we're gonna leave the episode there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button for me. It's free, helps me a ton. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support. It means the world, man. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank them enough as well. There's a link down below if you're interested in that. There's also a Discord link down below, and my other channel link is down below as well. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for your support. See you next time.